Daredevil Born Again brings back many familiar faces from the original Netflix series. Apart from the titular hero, we also see Daredevil's friends like Foggy Nelson and Karen Page. In the villains department, we get a mix of old and new faces. ScreenRant gives you the roundup.
I will admit, it's not entirely unpleasant seeing you again.
After playing Wilson Fisk in Daredevil in MCU shows like Hawkeye and Echo, Vincent D'Onofrio is back as Daredevil's arch nemesis. But as the trailer reveals, Fisk seems to have let go of his Kingpin alter ego and has become the mayor of New York instead. Matt Murdock is willing to meet him in a diner, but he still doubts if Fisk has become a changed man. Given Fisk's manipulative nature in the Mayor Fisk arc in the comics, the political office may be just a ruse for the classic Daredevil villain. However, this time around, there's also a major threat in town. As Wilson Fisk seems to clean up his act, New York has been taken over by a series of violent murders by a masked street artist. Comic book readers would instantly recognize this enigmatic villain as Muse, a fairly recent addition to the Daredevil mythos. Making his comic book debut in 2016, Muse is a serial killer and a misunderstood artist who paints street murals with the blood of his victims. He also seems to harbor some resentment against Wilson Fisk, an enmity that might unite Kingpin and Daredevil for a change. The trailer also hints at Muse inspiring many other masked criminals like him, wreaking havoc all across New York City. In this sense, Muse can come off as an anarchical villain in the same vein as Joker in DC Comics. So far, there's no word on which actor will be playing this menacing killer.
FBI, Army before that, they helped keep me on the straight and narrow path.
Apart from Wilson Fisk, the trailer for Born Again also offers a brief glimpse at Wilson Bethel's Benjamin Poindexter, the rogue FBI agent who posed as Daredevil in Season 3 of the Netflix series. While Poindexter worked for Fisk, he was later beaten up brutally by his boss. Requiring spinal surgery to recover from his wounds, Daredevil Season 3 also teased that Poindexter might become the classic Daredevil comic book villain Bullseye. After all, Poindexter's throwing skills were already on full display in the Netflix series. In Born Again, we still don't see him in a Bullseye costume, but in a prison uniform instead. Even if he's behind bars, he's walking upright and has recovered from his Season 3 injuries. Will he finally become Bullseye and fight Daredevil again in the MCU series? Daredevil Born Again still needs to answer this question. With Wilson Fisk in a new role, Poindexter behind bars, and Muse making his MCU debut, a lot is happening in Daredevil Born Again. But with 3 major villains, the upcoming series promises some gritty action and high-stakes challenges for Daredevil. Thanks for watching Screen Rant, and stay tuned for more Marvel news and updates.